fight to the top. Here we go. Massa goes across. Hamilton covers and Raikkonen looks like he's gone round the outside of him. Mark Webber has had a wonderful start. Can he get past Fernando Alonso? Little bit of a moment there for Raikkonen. Alonso side by side with Lewis Hamilton, and Alonso pushes his way past. That was a hesitant start by Lewis Hamilton, and the net result is he's got two Ferraris and Alonso in front of him. Alonso tries to block. Hamilton looks desperate here.
Oh, Lewis is trying to fight Alonso, doesn't need to do that. He's gone way too deep in turn 4. Now he's in trouble. He's out of sync in terms of the speed of the rest of the pack. Look to wheel going into 4. That'll vibrate massively now until he finishes the Grand Prix, till he makes his next pit stop. Having a fight there he really didn't need to have. But what happened was perfect start from the two Ferraris, and Raikkonen already getting the place he needed there. And then Lewis then, with frustration, trying to already get back on Alonso. He should have just followed him through in the early part. Easy to be wise after the event. Now he's got to take risks to pass this lot. Up the hill, down into turn 1. Another chance down into turn 4. Hamilton puts himself under massive pressure.
He's down in 8th place then as they come through to complete lap 1. Massa, Raikkonen, Alonso, Webber, the front 4. And it's Kubica, Heidfeld, Jarno Trulli, and Hamilton dives past him up into 7th place. Hamilton then picks the place as Jenson Button there is attacking as well at the further back. Button in a battle with Takuma Sato. And here comes the race leader, Felipe Massa. Raikkonen though. Oh, there's collision there. That's Sakon Yamamoto in the spiker who's hit somebody at the back.
Now, will we have a safety car? There's a lot of debris on the racetrack. We'll keep an eye out for that. Will they neutralise the race using the safety car? And in the pits already, one of the red Toro Rossos of Antonio Liuzzi then, and waved yellow. They're covering it under waved yellow. So we think Kovalainen's involved in an incident too. And here we go. This is Lewis then trying to go back down the outside of turn 4. And he will regret that enormously when he sees that back on the video. And he rejoins the track. There then is the Renault of... Oh, that is what happened. It was Fisichella who cut across the grass. Yamamoto didn't appear to see it all going off. And there is the debris on the track. The danger in those instances is particularly because of the debris. The carbon fibre slices these racing tyres apart when they're under so much load.
Well, for those of you who've not followed Lewis Hamilton's career, you've probably got your head in your hands back in the UK. He's in 7th place, and at the moment, as things stand, he's not on target to win the World Championship. But those of you who followed Hamilton closely will know that he is a supreme overtaker. We saw it in GP2 last year. We've seen it throughout his career, and I think he's going to have to do this the hard way. 69 laps to go to the finish. It's not all over yet. Hamilton's still in one piece, but he's got a lot of work to do. Massa leads, Raikkonen is second, the two Ferraris in a class of their own at the moment there, over half a second faster than Alonso in 3rd, Webber 4th, Kubica 5th, 6th Heidfeld, and 7th Hamilton. Ted Kravitz is in the pits.
Just down at McLaren, Ron Dennis on the pit wall, just very quietly doing his nut. The mechanics have only just gone back into the pits because they thought there might be a safety car, as you say, and if they do, they would have brought Lewis Hamilton in and get him onto those super soft tyres, get them out of the way, but there isn't. The instructions will be now, just stay calm, Lewis. All you need is 5th place if Alonso does not win the race.
Thanks for that, Ted. Well, it was quite a heavy impact. I'm not quite sure why Yamamoto didn't see that situation arising. When the front wing's an awful lot easier to fix. That's attached to the nose. It's about a dozen seconds. The rear wing is attached to the gearbox, and it's very difficult to change quickly. Debris on the track, but Lewis Hamilton just skirts around in turn 3, and he's in the slipstream of that BMW of Kubica. Will Kubica let him go? I don't think he's ready to let him go anytime soon. And all these people behind Lewis that have now passed him are probably, he just got caught out there. Kubica seemed very slow through the exit, and Heidfeld seemed slow through the exit, and it caught Lewis out.
Yeah, ran wide, and well, this is heart in the mouth stuff here for Lewis Hamilton. As Ted Kravitz said, though, as things stand, as the spiker retiring, there's Mika Häkkinen, the former 98 and 99 world champion there, watching this in the garage. He seems pretty cool, but Hamilton has to fight his way back up to 5th, because for absolute certain, if it stays as it is, Massa will let Raikkonen go past. and Hamilton then just has to get himself up into 5th place to win the World Championship. A lot of pit stops, a lot of racing though still to go here, but what is it about British sportsmen that make their public suffer so much? There's no such thing as a straightforward victory, is there? Hamilton losing his head down at the start a little bit. He has to regroup now mentally, Martin.
Yeah, he needs to keep it calm. He cannot afford to lose his front wing against any of these cars. In front of him, Heidfeld BMW, Kubica BMW. I think they'll be running further with the fuel that they've got, so he needs to clear them quite quickly. And then Mark Webber for Red Bull, who could be running a shorter strategy. And Hamilton all over the racetrack, just to let Heidfeld know he needs to come fast.
Here's another look at the start.
Yeah, and Hamilton got away fine. But Raikkonen even better. Hamilton maybe had to just lift out there. That was very well choreographed by the Ferraris. And Massa maintains position. Raikkonen slots in right on the end of the nose of Hamilton. It slows Hamilton. Alonso gets up to the inside of turn 3 and almost touches. We may follow this all the way through. So there then is Lewis with his view well and truly blocked. Raikkonen with position down the outside. Almost expected Massa to let Raikkonen go through there. And that little hesitation in the middle of turn 2 put Alonso alongside us. And now at the end of this straight, we're not going to see it. Here it is again. Lots of action going on behind there. Oh, and that's why Kovalainen had an early problem up against the back of, I think, the Toyota of Ralf Schumacher. And later on in the lap, the other Renault would be in trouble too.
Well, Raikkonen felt that Hamilton impeded him yesterday in qualifying. Didn't make too much of a fuss of it, but just let it be known that was the way he felt, and there was a little bit of payback there for that at the start from Raikkonen. It was definitely his hesitation in the middle of the corner that caused Hamilton to have to get off the throttle, lose momentum, and that allowed Alonso to get through. So it's all to play for here in Sao Paulo. Still 66 laps to go. It's going to be a long old run to the flag, this one. Massa, Raikkonen, Alonso the top 3. Webber, Kubica, Heidfeld the 4, 5 and 6, with Lewis Hamilton in 7th place now, 8 seconds behind the race leader.